So someone asked me today why I got married at 21 as a high ticket closer. And the answer to that is a few things. And I hope that by the end of this video, maybe you get married and understand why it's a superpower and why it's something that I pride myself in, because not a lot of guys or girls get married, if at all, right? Um, the question that we have to ask ourselves is like, why don't people get married young? And the usual answer is because they want to feel stable. It's because they want to feel significant before they find that person. Or maybe they have that person, but they just don't feel like they're ready. Maybe they have to buy a house. Maybe they have to have a certain something to prove to themselves that they can get married. Now, what if I told you it wasn't what you thought it was? Because when I got married, I basically lost everything, right? I met my girlfriend, or I guess my wife now, almost 3 years ago, or over 3 years ago. And I was in the time where I was just starting my own marketing agency, wasn't in sales. I was literally just starting my career. And she was going to school. She's always been there for me when it was a drought, when I didn't know what I was doing. And even during the highs, I would say like 2025, it was like a great year for me. I was starting my SaaS. I was making the most amount of money. I made 40K in 1 month. I thought I was on top of the world. And, during the summer, some of you guys know, I lost it all. Like, I literally lost everything. And if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be alive, right? That's probably for a different video. But because of that, I'm sharing these things because you don't need to be someone to be someone. It's like someone giving you an objection. I'm going to wait until I am ready to start this. Or I'm going to wait until I am ready or feel comfortable to invest or take that leap. But have you guys ever seen a bird learn how to fly? Like, how do they learn how to fly? They literally get chucked out of their nest when they're little, and they learn how to fly on the way down. And some of them actually splat on the ground and die. They don't get the chance to learn how to fly before they actually take flight for the first time. That being said, especially being someone who is married and lost everything while he was getting married, I can confidently tell you that if I wasn't married, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. Coaching people in a company that's making over $1 million a month, inspiring people. Guys, when I tell you I lost everything, I literally lost everything. Everything. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be alive. I mean that. I believe that God put her in my life because he knew that I had a big purpose. And he knew that she also had an amazing purpose as well. I don't want you guys to feel like, it's self-serving. I got married because it's so helpful. No, she also has a big purpose. She wants to be a mom. She wants to travel the world. She wants to spread the word of God. And the reality is, I didn't get married because I was someone. Or I had to feel like I was someone. I got married because I felt like I needed to commit to myself and her through marriage so that I can become that someone. You don't just become ready to do something. You take the actions and the steps necessary to get to where you want to go. One foot after the other. So to sum it up, really, it's because I wasn't ready. I got married because I wasn't ready, and that was the whole point. And that's why marriage is beautiful. Because even in life, even in business, the biggest reason why people don't succeed in life is because they consider success without failure. Now, what if I told you that was the number one reason why people don't try? Because they get overwhelmed of oh my gosh, here's how much money I'm going to make, and they never try because they think it's always going to be so glamorous. And they overwhelm themselves. But I'm here to tell you that success comes at a cost, and it's going to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better. Multiple times. In fact, you're probably going to lose 10 times before you win once. I'm now at my 7th or 8th venture now. Every single one flopped. And with marriage, it's something that keeps on growing and gets better with time. just like wine. Wine gets better with time. When I first got married, I wasn't the man who I was then compared to who I am now. I'll be a liar if I told you that. I'll be a liar if I told you that I was the best husband, best person, best mental state, best financial state. Guys, I lost everything, okay? So outside of just realizing that you don't have to be the person to get married and have the commitment, but another reason why I got married, especially this young, I should have led with this, but not a lot of people that watch these videos follow God or fear God. And if you don't, that's okay, right? You still have time, right? Praying to God and learning about God isn't things that only old people do, right? There's a lot of wisdom and a lot of power in learning how to actually use the Bible. Which brings me to my next point, which is literally just, I got married because I felt God was telling me to do that. In fact, it literally says in the Bible, be fruitful and multiply. God's promise was to give us children. That's the miracle and the blessing that he gives us. He gives us that choice. I'm not just going to look at that and be like, I'm going to delay it, I'm going to prolong getting that. No, because if you do that, it literally says in the Bible, he will bless you. Blessed are those that stay with me and follow me. And that's exactly what I did. Do you think anybody in my life supported me wanting to get married? No. Maybe they wanted me to get married, but not at 21. Not before I haven't studied university. My parents till this day ask me when am I going to university. So I got married, not to prove a point, not to do anything. It's just because in the face of adversity, I did it because of my surrender to my Father, to God. Now, at the end of the day, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Christian, doesn't matter. I mean, in all of our religions, it all says that we should get married. There's not a single religion that says you shouldn't. So that's the second reason why. Because I knew through that I was going to be blessed. Because I knew through that I was going to be able to get opportunities that I otherwise wouldn't have had. Which brings me to my next point. Opportunities that I otherwise wouldn't have had. Where do opportunities come from? It comes from inputs. It comes from putting in something to get something out of it. And for me, to be able to get to an output, you have to put in inputs. And inputs cost time. And for me, my wife loves me. And I love her. And we know that we both play critical roles in our relationship. And we both know that, well, okay, if I'm working and making the money, I can't be focused on little things like making dinner. My wife is actively right now making food while I'm recording this video. My wife folds my laundry. I mop, I vacuum, sometimes I do dishes, but I don't always have to because I've made that choice. It's a reflection of leadership, right? So time has been given back to me because of my choice of getting married. And through that, I'm able to produce more content, I'm able to be a better leader, I'm able to make more money, I'm able to just show up better. And while she takes care of the house, the way they got to look at it is men are usually the head of the house, and then the women are the neck. You can't make micro adjustments without the neck. You can't. It's impossible. You can't survive without your neck. How are you going to eat food? How are you going to look around? How are you going to look up? Like this? Like how would you look up? How would you look down? They ground you. They put your head up. They believe in you. Which is something I forgot to bring up in the first thing, but she believed in me. She literally believed in me in everything that I was doing. Everything. Even if it was psychotic. Even if it was like, let's go to LA and speak at an event when our SaaS company hasn't even started. The type of love that someone has to have to put everything on the line is everything. Another point as to why I got married at 21 as an entrepreneur is because she's an amazing person. And I believe that God will always have someone for you, will always be putting things in place so that you can be fruitful and fulfill his blessing, fulfill his prophecy. And every single time I was with my girlfriend when we were dating, I felt closer to God. In fact, there were some times where I felt like I was speaking to Jesus himself. And, you know, I'm not going to ignore that. Would I be telling the truth if I said that there weren't temptations? There weren't feelings of lust? There wasn't times where I've lied to her? Where I've raised my voice at her? I would be a liar if I told you that none of those happened. But because I love her, I made that choice. Don't even my video?
Why?
I'm making a video about us.
Wait, what?
Great.
What do you want me to do?
Say hi.
Oh, I look bad.
And for my last point, I'm going to show you the receipts and I'm going to show you why I got married. So I'm going to introduce my wife, Latrice, and you're going to see what I mean. Why did you believe in me so much? Why did you drop out of school? Why did you move out 2 hours from home to be with me? Why did you marry me? In like 30 seconds or less.
Well, A, because I love you. And B, because I believe in you and I see the vision. And you are one heck of an ambitious, very disciplined, smart, deserving person. And I want to watch you succeed and help you succeed.
Okay. Yeah.
I have to use the oven down here after for something.
For food?
Like, yeah, basically.
You see? So that's also why. Right? If this video was filmed 40 minutes later, there would have been like a hot plate of food here ready for me. Right? She also works at Starbucks. And she brings me back protein lattes almost every day. So mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, it's the most logistical choice to get married. Because if you don't, you know, you're at a significant disadvantage.
That's not the only reason why.
I explained why, don't worry. My wife only thinks that I explain why I get married to her because she makes me food. Like, she thinks I got married to her because she only makes me food because no. Like, I mean, that's what I say. I mean, like, a lot of men can attest and relate to that and be like, damn, that's sick. But there's also, you know, I already explained why. So. And I guess the last point is just, you know, marriage is an ultimate training ground to become a better leader and shape who you are and have a better heart posture, because if you're able to lead a marriage and you're able to, like, you know, lead a relationship and be a man, it really teaches you a lot of lessons that you otherwise wouldn't have known if you didn't get married. Like, I wouldn't be a better business owner if I wasn't a better communicator or a better leader. And being the man of the house, being the man of the relationship, it requires me to learn how to be a better communicator. I wasn't the best communicator when I first got married, but I had to take those steps to do those things. I didn't wait until I was ready to be a better communicator. No, I started taking those steps towards that. Because without that initial risk, without that initial, maybe I don't know everything, I should get married to learn these skill sets. It's no different from self-development. That being said, especially when it comes down to marriage, trust, communication, leadership, etc., 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 all of these things come down to what you're willing to put up with. You don't put up with people who give you objections on your sales calls, who give reasons as to why they can't do something. So why don't you have that same congruency in yourself you're dating someone, restrain yourself from having sex with that person before weddings. I would be a liar if I told you that we never had, sex. But I would think like in the last year when we were dating, we tried to be abstinent. We tried. Were we perfect? Never. We're never perfect. We can't expect that perfection because only one person is perfect. That being said, have that congruency in your life, because when you get married, when you make that commitment to someone, you're also making a commitment to yourself that you will show up for this person because they deserve it and you deserve it. So just get married. Stop wasting time. No one's gonna save you. Your bank account doesn't have to look like, okay, marriage. Do it. I'm telling you right now, even if you just met the girl, talk about it. Bring it up. Pray about it. And shit will start changing. I would never lead you wrong, and I wouldn't tell you to do something I haven't done myself. And that's why I'm able to close at 40%. And that's why I'm able to make consistent 15 to 30K months. If it wasn't for that congruency, I wouldn't be on this side of the screen. So, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I post a lot of videos like this. I have a ton of sales calls. I have a ton of things. And if you like this video, let me know why. Because if you want me to post more videos like this, I will. Thank you very much. Take care.